Hi, my name is Ivan and this summer I've been working on Slang. The theme for my project has been improving the development experience, whether it is preventing errors, time savings, user feedback, etc. So far, the two main features that have been developed are validations and conflict renamings. Let's start with validations. The idea behind these validations is to catch possible errors while transpiling that would normally arise when compiling C, or worse, during execution. Two validations have been implemented so far. The first one targets structs. In this clip, I'm adding a new instance variable, but I forgot to declare its type. This validation won't let me finish transpiling unless all structs have their corresponding type declarations. The other validation checks for type declarations pragmas like this one, that targets a local which does not exist. In this case, on top of validating while transpiling, there is also a linter rule that warns the developer. That's it for validations. Now let's talk about renamings. There are various reasons why one would need to rename an identifier, but let's start with this example. On the left, we have a simple and valid Pharo project which we would like to translate to C. The problem here is that the foo keyword is being used as a variable and a selector, and when translated to C, this will throw an error when trying to compile, as it can differentiate between them. To solve these kind of issues, we must rename the variable, argument, or selector and all its references to some identifier that won't have conflicts. On top of that, to keep the code as clean as possible, the renamings will happen only when they are necessary. Here are a couple of examples. First up, we have the same code we were just looking at, with the two foo methods and the variable. However, when we take a look at the translated code, we can see that the foo functions were translated as foo0 and foo1, solving the conflict between them, and the conflict with the variable, which remained as foo as it wasn't necessary to rename it. A fun variation of this happens when an identifier conflicts with a C keyword. As Pharo does not and should not prohibit this, Slang now renames them so it does not conflict. In this case, we have a variable named return that gets renamed to return1. There are a couple more variations, but they probably aren't worth going into. So that's pretty much it for me. All of the source code is of course in the Pharo-VM repo, and for more info I'll be going a bit more in depth about the development process in this blog. Thank you and goodbye.